What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. You know what that means. It's now time for another live edition of Let's Talk NXT here on the Around the Point Network YouTube channel. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day, whatever it is that you're doing. I hope you all are safe and sound and are looking forward to what's coming ahead throughout the week. I know Dynamite's in a couple of hours, and that's something I guess a lot of you are looking forward to with the announcement of Adam Copeland will be speaking to the crowd, right? And all that fun stuff. But I hope, again, you guys are chilling right now, are Gucci. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Also hit the thumbs up and all that fun stuff, and let spread the word. Spread the word, and yeah. But what's going on, everyone? I'm actually I'm going dolo today. Going solo here. Big Mike couldn't be here. He had outside commitments that he had to take care of, and here I am today by myself. I hope again you guys are enjoying yourselves and all that stuff. But NXT last night, the overall solid show coming out of their No Mercy event. But I'm gonna be honest with you, this is mostly gonna be about the news that literally hit once NXT went off the air. Like literally once NXT was, happening, like, for next week's show. And it's crazy because like these news that broke, it like overshadowed what's going on, what happened with the show last night, I felt like. And it kind of sucks because it really shouldn't be that way. After all, they did crown a new North American champion. Trick Williams, after winning the title at No Mercy, 3 days later, loses the title to Dominic Mysterio. If you guys remember on Monday, Dominic Mysterio was told by Rhea Ripley, if you don't win, don't bother coming back home. And listen, when a woman threatens you in that sort of way, you get the job done. You find a way to get the job done. You find a way. I don't care how you do it, but you find a way to get the job fucking done. And if you recall, it's a callback to when Dominic won the title the first time from Wes Lee. Wes Lee was in the corner, remember? And Rhea hit Wes Lee with the women's title. This time, Trick Williams was in the corner. The referee was distracted, just like in the first match when Dom won the title. And this time, Finn Balor with the tag title hit Trick Williams. And Trick Williams fought. Let me just say that. He fought his heart out. But there was too much for him to fight. Again, the Judgment Day were just too many of them, and it was too much for him to handle. So, nevertheless, Trick Williams does have a short run. I know for a lot of people, it may not be their preference. I know for a lot of people, they were looking forward to seeing Trick Williams hold on to that title for a little longer after he just won the belt on Saturday night. But here we are. It's unfortunate, but sometimes they do this. They'll give someone a short run, nothing serious. Right? And it's crazy because they just gave Trick Williams his new plates. Normally, when it's a short run or transitional run, whatever the hell you want to call it, they'll not change the plates on the title. And here they did. Like, they gave Trick Williams a new pair of plates and everything. But I do feel like, because everyone's saying that it's going to be Carmelo and Trick, and they're planting those seeds. If you recall early on in the night, Carmelo Hayes interrupted a moment between Trick Williams and Ilya Dragunov. And if you guys recall, in that moment, right, the whole interruption, all that stuff, Carmelo came out. And he did, he did say that, he should, like, Trick Williams should focus on Dominic Mysterio. And being that Trick felt that, hey, Carmelo didn't really trust or didn't really, Trick Williams felt like Carmelo Hayes didn't have faith in him in a way. And again, they're planting those seeds. And if the direction that they're going with is Carmelo and Trick, first off, it does not need a title. You don't need the NXT title. Hell, you don't even need the North American title. You don't need it at all. Again, I know everyone wasn't happy with that. There's some people who I felt like, oh, really? What, they did this again? Again, sometimes they'll do this. Sometimes they'll give people a short run. At least give them a week, right? At least give them till Halloween Havoc, at least, right? Like some people would have preferred that. Give it to him until Halloween Havoc. What's going on, Safed? Hope all is well with you. But that was most of like the main portion of the show. They also did have they had a number one contenders match, determined the new number one contender to challenge Becky Lynch, because earlier in the night, Becky Lynch was interrupted by Lyra Valkyria and then Indy Hartwell, then Roxanne Perez, and each of them made a claim. Indy Hartwell, my bad. Lyra Valkyria talked about how she looked up to Becky Lynch, when she was coming up in the game or in the scene, if you will, right? And how Becky was, showcased, and how she she admired the way Becky was showcased, how she was like, a big representation for women's wrestling in Ireland, and how Lyra looked and appreciated that. And she wasn't, again, she was at awe for it, right? And she wants her shot against Becky Lynch. Indy Hartwell showed up. If you guys remember on Monday Night Raw, there was that little backstage, moment with Indy Hartwell and Becky Lynch, where Becky said to, Indy, hey, if you want to come over to Tuesday nights and we can do something about this. And you guys got to remember too, Indy Hartwell didn't lose the title when she was champion. She had to relinquish the title because of an injury. So I love how they played into that. They played into that as well. And then you insert Roxanne Perez, who as well, didn't lose a title either. She had to relinquish it, if you guys remember, many, many months ago. So all that happened, and then Becky determined, you know what? How about the three of y'all fight, and the winner will face me for the title at night one of Halloween Havoc. And that's what they did. I thought overall it was a very solid match. They had, almost 12 minutes. Somewhere in this match, was it Keilani James came out, right? Kiana James, right? Did she come out? Yeah, she did, I believe. And she cost Roxanne Perez the title, or the title match for that matter, right? Yeah, Kiana James. I almost like Keilani James. I don't know why. But Kiana James came out and cost Roxanne Perez the opportunity to get a shot at the title. But when it was all said and done, Lyra Valkyria did pick up the W. And based off that, at night one, it's going to be Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. And also factor in as well, we're gonna get, and again, I'm gonna wait for that for later on, because based on I'm just trying to get through NXT to talk about these announcements and all that stuff. Also on the show, Gigi Dolan beat Blair Davenport. The match went about 3 minutes 48 seconds. That was okay. Nothing crazy about there as well. They had a tag team match. We had Butch and Tyler Bate. Oh my God, Tyler Bate and Butch, right? Versus Gallus. The match went about 10 minutes. And obviously, Butch and Tyler Bate picked up the W. Overall, very good, solid opener. If you guys remember at No Mercy, you had the Gallus, cost Butch the Heritage Cup. So this is like the follow-up and all that stuff. So that's fine. I mean, again, nothing to go crazy about here. Just went 10 minutes and all that stuff. They also had the opening match, the first round match of the women's breakout tournament. The first round match, you had Keilani Jordan versus Izzy Dame. Match was okay. The match went about 5 minutes, which is fine. Something quick to showcase these women, the beginning of this and all that stuff. And Keilani Jordan, if you guys remember, she has been on NXT TV for the last couple of months. She was linked with Dana Brooke before she got let go. So good way to showcase her and all that stuff. And We'll see how far she progresses in the tournament and all that. Also, you had JC Jane and Tia Hale against Elektra Lopez and Lola Vice. Anytime I see Lola Vice, it's happiness. I smile, all right? Respectfully, I just do. The match was okay. Nothing to go crazy about here either. This match went about 4 minutes and 10 seconds after Thea Hale made Elektra Lopez submit to a Kimura, which is fine. I'm fine with that because you're protecting her. You're protecting Lola Vice here. You're not going to make Lola Vice tap out, considering Lola Vice's background as an MMA fighter. You're just not going to do it. It's silly. So let Elektra Lopez take the fall. I'm fine with that as well. That was NXT, right? But now let's get into the major news. Let's get to the real point, because I felt like, again, the show was solid, but the news that came out for next week's show overshadowed most of the episode of NXT. As you guys know, next Tuesday, AEW is going live on Tuesday night, Title Tuesday. They titled the episode AEW Title Tuesday Dynamite, some shit like that, right? The reason for it is because they're being forced to go to Tuesday next week because of the MLB playoffs that are happening on that Wednesday of next week. So I know a lot of people are saying on social media, because I get it, right? Oh, why are they coming to Tuesday nights? It's fair play. If you're wondering why, now you know why. For those of you who've been living under a rock and are just, trying to build a narrative here, right? So because of this, for whatever reason, NXT felt threatened. Yeah, I'll say it. They felt threatened, right? That, we can't be we're not going to fuck around next week. We're not going to fuck around. We're going to pump this show up like crazy, right? So we're going to first, and again, I'm going to go in parts here, okay? I did mention something earlier with Roxanne Perez and Kiana James and all that stuff, right? Kiana James, I believe, made a call and worked something out, and it's going to be next week. It's going to be Roxanne Perez versus Asuka. Asuka's returning to NXT, and God knows how long. I believe since the pandemic days in 2021, where they were in the Capitol Wrestling Center. Has it been that long since we've seen Asuka in NXT? Can someone let me know on that? But she's going up against Roxanne Perez. This is for Roxanne Perez, a very big match. Again, you're going up against a former WWE Women's World Champion. What have you? It should be a fun match, right? But nevertheless, hey, Asuka's a big name. You're bringing her onto the show, right? And then you hear the news of John Cena. John Cena, yes. John Cena will be on NXT because if you guys recall NXT as well, there was a backstage segment with Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes. I just posted the clip, the photo. It is what it is. I'll just give a little more details into it. So Braun Breaker told Carmelo Hayes, hey, I know how you feel. You lost your title. I've been there before. You're mad that everyone, they're cheering for Ilya Dragunov. I felt the same way when you beat me and all that stuff. And, Braun Breaker telling Carmelo, you should let all that out on Trick Williams. Again, they're planting the seeds here, right, for this feud to come, right? They're doing it. They're doing it some way, somehow. They're doing it, right? They're planning it, and that's totally fine. That is totally fine if they're doing so, right? It's happening. It's fucking happening, people, right? So, let me today, let's just keep it simple. Fuck this. And I know I've been most like this 20 minutes into the stream, and now I'm in the background. Let's just keep it simple, guys. Let's keep it simple today. It is what it is. Checking the comments here as well. So Fat right here. Some people complain about WWE bringing big main roster stars to NXT. Sleeping Angels right here. What's up, Sleeping Angels? I think so because she was feuding with Sasha Banks, I believe. Thank you for clarifying that. I do remember that too. Also they called WWE petty for it. We'll get into more of that, okay? Because there's a lot to really just like break down, if you will, break down into this and just slice and just dice and just grab portions and all that stuff. So hang on tight. So where was I? So because of this, they made a match, and per Carmelo Hayes, he received advice, got off the phone right with John Cena. And he told him that, you know what, he's gonna be okay, right? Dust it off, right? After all, John Cena fell 15 times and got back up, and look at him now, 16-time world champion. A lot of folks call him the GOAT, the greatest of all time. And people from a lot, for what it's worth, I know it gets annoying. Yeah, we call him the greatest of all time every single time on television. It gets annoying. Trust me. I hear it every single Friday, or every time he's on television. I hear it. It's annoying, right? So yeah, it's gonna be John Cena's in the corner of Carmelo Hayes. He even volunteered. Yes, John Cena, company man, John Cena, I swear to you, is going to be employee of the month. I shit you not. He is going to be employee of the month for just showing up the Tuesday nights, Friday night. Likely he'll be there on Monday night. Again, bro, he'll be employee of the month. But he'll be in the corner of Carmelo Hayes. So factor in, we're bringing in Asuka, right? Who was a former, again, had time in NXT, right? That's where the undefeated streak began, former champion. We're bringing in John Cena, who a lot of people consider the GOAT, the greatest of all time, right? Oh my goodness, right? And then you find out per Paul Heyman that he was given the approval by Roman Reigns to be in the corner of Braun Breaker. So yes, now it's going to be Carmelo Hayes accompanied by John Cena versus Braun Breaker, who will be in the corner, who will be accompanied by Paul Heyman. So again, you have Asuka, right? You have John Cena. You have Paul Heyman, John Cena, Asuka. Oh my goodness, bro. Just that alone, right? It's insane. It's crazy. And then you hear the news. Cody Rhodes will make a major announcement next Tuesday on NXT. And I find that one kind of funny because if you guys remember, when Cody was in AEW, all the shots he took at NXT, do y'all remember? You can never counter program AEW, right? The developmental class, hip toss attacks, Michael McGillibuddy, whatever name they give, right? Again, all those shots that he took at NXT over the years, and now here he is on NXT, considering again being that AEW is going to be on Tuesday nights, and Cody Rhodes used to be in AEW, so fuck yeah, it makes only sense, right? It only makes sense. Yes, I did say that's a fact. Cody Rhodes is indeed coming. Again, guys, if you have questions as well, feel free to drop in your questions. Okay. Now, I did mention this earlier. Just to reiterate again, I know a lot of people are saying, NXT's moving to Tuesday night for 1 week. So I don't know what's the issue is. It's fair play. They're coming to Tuesdays. The Tuesday Night Wars are coming, people. Oh my God. Everyone get ready. The Tuesday Night Wars is coming. Did you know about this? We are in for war on Tuesday. Oh my goodness. Why? I'll be honest with you. Okay. And this might upset people. I don't care. All right. I don't care. I don't know why WWE, for this matter, why are they so worried, quote unquote, worried about bringing in all these big names for a Tuesday show when it's for 1 week? That's one. Number two, in case you guys don't know, yes, and AEW is going to Tuesday because they're being forced to go to Tuesday for 1 week because of the MLB playoffs. That's why. So if you're wondering again, oh, why are they going to Tuesday, man? Now you know why. Before you want to build your little narrative and come up to your own conclusions and shit like that. It's also worth mentioning as well. It's also worth mentioning here. NXT this week and the rating did 857,000. They beat Dynamite's number from last week. Let that sink in for a second. And mind you, NXT went up against 2 playoff games last night. Against 2 playoff games. That's impressive. And they only had a Becky Lynch. Now imagine next week you bring in John Cena, you're bringing in Paul Heyman, you're bringing in Asuka, you're bringing in Cody Rhodes. But I mentioned this earlier. I don't know why NXT or WWE that matter is in this need to like pump up all this stuff for NXT. Because let's be honest, but let's be honest here, okay? I get that next week is Edge's in-ring debut in AEW against Luchasaurus. But let's be honest here. Do you guys really think that AEW, is going to hit 1 million viewers with Edge going up against Luchasaurus? Is that really what we're thinking right now? Do you really think AEW next Tuesday, let's assume for 1 second that NXT, WWE for this matter, didn't pump up NXT. Okay? Are we really thinking that AEW is hitting 1 million viewers next week? Oh, wait, let me know. Because I don't think so. Now, if this was 2019, when AEW just started, I understand it. I get it. But now, in 2023, well, let's face it, yes, they have Adam Copeland now. That's really, are we really that threatened? Is WWE really that threatened by that? Is that what we're doing? And again, listen, I hate the whole notion of it being a war. It's not a war. It's not a fucking war, people. People just want to say it's a war because they want to come off cool and they get likes and retweets or reposts, whatever you want to call it on social media. That's what that's what it is. And yes, I'm not gonna lie, I've been enjoying these AI like Zoom video calls and shit of Tony Khan, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels. I want to believe the person that's making those videos were inspired by Paul and Tony that comes on that literally when they come into our show. I hope I hope that was the inspiration. I hope it's that times whatever else. Hey, all, does Adam Copeland versus Luchasaurus main event Tuesday? I would think so. But again, let's be clear here. Do we really think AEW next Tuesday, hit 1 million viewers? No, they don't. AEW is not the threat that everyone puts it out to be like they were, let's say, when they just started. Because back when they just started, it was unknown. No one really knew. Now, you kind of know what to expect. You kind of now know what to expect. I guarantee you, this is happening next Tuesday. They're going to open up with an international title match. Insert video package, right? They're going to probably have a women's match at 9:20, 9:25. Right? Edge will main event. There'll be an MJF promo or something. That's going to happen. And all that, which should be a good show. Right? But they don't hit 1 million viewers. They don't. The SEC filing for TKO did name AEW as a rival. I want to believe the people who are following these stuff, bro, don't have a fucking clue. I feel like, again, they're just new to the office. So, oh my God, they're like looking up stuff to put out, right? They're trying to find out how to come up with a statement or a press release and try to make it sound, oh my God, like top notch and what have you. And they just put that, oh my God, AEW is a rival, when in reality they're not. Crap, they might bring Mercedes to debut. They might do that. But again, I just hate this whole notion that, oh my God, we're at war. No, we're not. Enjoy both. Granted, for me, being that obviously, as you guys know, on the weekly base, on this channel, we do SAD on Thursdays. That's the AEW Dynamite review. And then we'll do Let's Talk NXT on Wednesday. Holy shit. Next week, we're in the mud. ATP's in the mud next week. Holy crap. We got to do 2 reviews in one. Holy shit. Mike, if you're watching, be ready next week. Be ready. If you're watching, I hope you are. Guys, just watch. Who cares, bro? Enjoy both. You know the sad part about all this as well is, you want to know the sad part about this? Because let's assume for a second, right? See, no one wins here. Nobody wins. Oh, the fans win. Yes, the fans win, right? We get all this wrestling, right? All you want. But if you're AEW, right? And let's say you have a low number. You have a low number, right, in the rating next week. You know the narrative's going to be, oh, you guys lost to NXT, which they've done before. But the narrative's going to be, oh, you guys had Adam Copeland in the main event against Luchasaurus, the new era of AEW. 50-year-old Adam Copeland with the neck. And y'all couldn't be NXT? AEW in the mud. And if you're NXT, if you're WWE, and let's say NXT does win next week in the rating, right? In the quote-unquote rating, the narrative is, you know what the narrative's going to be? The narrative? Oh, they had to pump in main roster talent. They had to bring in stars from the main roster, right? Just so they can beat old AEW. See, no one fucking wins. Nobody wins here. Only the fans. But nobody wants to say that. Or nobody probably even thinking about that. But again, next week we're in the mud. We gotta do two fucking reviews. 2 fucking reviews. 2 fucking reviews, people. If you have any questions for me, feel free to drop in your questions. All right, I'll answer some questions for now. That's all I really wanted to get off my chest here. Because again, people have been hitting me up. Even my coworker at work, like, oh man, do you believe this shit? Tuesday Night War, man. Can you believe this AEW NXT? I'm like, no, it's not. Relax, people. It's not a fucking war. It's not. I must admit, though, this thumbnail is funny as fuck, though. This thumbnail is hilarious. I got to admit this, though. This thumbnail is hilarious. Even though, yes, I kind of do agree. Because again, we're in a group chat, right? And it was Romeo who said, "Oh, you should use old man Shawn Michaels, not this young, coked up, pilled up Shawn Michaels." Which I kind of, thinking back on it now, I can see why, but still, TPC tribalism is good. Is good where the cat is good where the Cavs happy when LeBron went to Miami. I remember that. What? I think what was it? I think it was some ESPN reporter who said, "Oh, you can go to Miami. Your mom is still in Cleveland," some shit like that at the time. I could be wrong on that, but I do recall hearing something of that regard. If I'm wrong, please correct me, okay? But again, I hate that too. I hate that tribalism shit. I hate it. Or I'm seeing on Twitter, oh, we know it's going to be the A show. We know what's going to be the B show. Why is WWE so threatened? And they're not. It shouldn't be. I said this earlier and I'll say it again for those of you who are just tuning in right now. If this was 2019 when AEW was still the unknown, right? I get it. But in 2023, the way Tony books AEW, are we really sitting here like threatened? Like, if you're WWE, do you really feel that threatened by AEW? Everyone needs to give Chase his credit. All I see is people. All I see is Triple H and Tony Khan, HBK fake Zoom call. Yeah, exactly. Please, can we please give Chase credit here? Seriously. I really want to believe, CPC, that the person that's doing those video calls, low-key, were watching Around the Point and were inspired. Like, they used that and then took it to a different place. Like, all right, we elevated what Chase was doing with the call, right? And just refined it a little bit with the Zoom call. But again, I love it. I thought overall it was funny as shit, but I do agree. Let's give Chase some credit here. Let's give Chase some fucking credit. In case you guys missed it, yesterday, was it on Monday? Myself and Big Mike were live with Steve's Kitchen, where we basically recap both NXT No Mercy and AEW Wrestle Dream, where, of course, Adam Copeland, you think you know him, made his debut on AEW television. Again, guys, if you have questions for me, shoot your questions in the chat. We'll be here for a couple more minutes. We'll do a little mini Q&A and all that stuff. But again, guys, watch both. Watch fucking both. I think WWE is just being petty. That's it. I agree with that too. And they really shouldn't be petty. They really shouldn't be petty because they should know. Hey, yo, listen, they're being forced to go to Tuesday because of the MLB playoffs. And that's it. That's it. That's all it is. It's not because, oh, hey, they're deciding to move to Tuesday nights. It's only for 1 week. And again, I'm sure, hey, it's going to be a fun. I think both shows will be fun. Am I planning on watching both at the same time? I can't make that promise. I do predict, though, for me, though, at least, I'm going to try to watch Dynamite first and then catch up on NXT later on. Some shit, because I can't do both. I can't. I tried doing it back in the day during the Wednesday Night Wars. Remember that, guys? Remember during the Wednesday Night Wars, there are people who like take photos, and I hate to be one of those people too, who will take a photo and like, see, guys, watch both. I used to be one of those, and I still am to an extent. But the idea of physically watching both is just not going to happen. Like, have on my TV, I would have NXT, and on my computer, I would have Dynamite, right? And then other weeks, I would have switched them around, but I just couldn't do it. Like, I really, really couldn't do it. So for me, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna watch Dynamite and then watch later on NXT. That's probably gonna be the plan for me. Number predictions for the shows next week. Oh man. See, I'm gonna try to find a common ground here because I feel like no matter what I say, oh, Steve, because if I do say NXT has a bigger number, oh, you're an E-drone, man. Or if I say AEW has a bigger number, oh, you're a freakazoid. See, there's no win here. There's no win. But if I'm the predict, mind you, listen, NXT literally last night did 857,000. And that's with two playoff games happening at the same time. But if I'm to do a prediction, I say NXT next week, I'll say 870,000 NXT. AEW does 850,000 or 860. That's my prediction. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Right? Let us know. Let me know in the chat, guys. What's your prediction for next week's show? Let me know in the chat. WWE can't handle losing in the ratings, and that's why they're doing this. And that's another thing, too. They can't handle it. If AEW moved to Mondays, how much of that WWE audience can they get? Ooh. You also got to factor this in too. There's a lot of people. You also got to factor in for a period there. There's NFL football, right? So you also got to keep that also in keep that also into perspective here. But I will say they will possibly they probably get like probably 15% of that audience going back and forth. CPZ, you got me here, bro. You got me here, man. Man, his prediction for Dynamite next week is
no Millie.
That's his prediction for next week. So it's possible. It's possible. Again, I just don't see them hitting the million. I don't see it. Something crazy has to happen. Tony Khan does not want to go up against football. That is why he would not move to Monday. Keep that in mind also. But you also got to remember, Monday Night Football is only for a period of time. Fun little fact, like, it's crazy when I'm watching the Giants lose to the Seahawks than I am watching Monday Night Raw. Put it that way. Just put that into perspective. Cody going head to head with his old company is the most petty of them all. I agree with that. I said this earlier. There's a tweet out there, and it has 4 clips of when Cody would take these digs at NXT during his time in AEW. Oh, no matter what you do, you can't counter program AEW. Something about the Young Bucks going up against Red Dragon, and being that Red Dragon pass hip toss class, at the developmental and all that stuff. And there's so much other stuff, if I remember, but something in that regard, if I remember correctly. Again, guys, just watch both, or do the best you can to watch both. Do the best you can. Thirsty. I'm trying to forget this past Monday's game. Yeah, me too. Trying to forget last Monday's game as well. Yeah, me too. If you're Napoli, you try to forget yesterday's game against Real Madrid. That's my little soccer take in there. Why not? I'm surprised that Dave Meltzer, because the rating came out for NXT 855,000. I'm surprised Dave Meltzer didn't reference, they went up head to head with MLB yesterday, 2 playoff games. That was very impactful. But yeah, AEW, U.S. Open Soccer, people, U.S. Open Soccer. Kind of crazy, right? Kind of crazy. Just to remind you guys as well, tomorrow we're doing sad. Something about Dynamite. And then Friday, likely after SmackDown, we're going to do predictions for Fastlane, which I'll be honest, looks like a filler show. It looks like a filler show. I know there's talks about Jade Cargill making her debut, making an appearance. I'm going to see. I'll believe it when I see it. Armand writes here, I will most likely DVR both because the NHL season opens and my fave team, the Pittsburgh Penguins, play. So that is a must watch for me. I respect that, Armand. There's nothing wrong with that. For a lot of people, sports comes first. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with that. Safed writes here, I'm enjoying both AEW and WWE, but it's getting really annoying as hell. I agree. It is getting annoying. Like I tell everybody, pro wrestling is what you make of it at the end of the day. Enjoy it the way you want to enjoy it. Triple H, this is from CPZ, is slacking big time creatively. I just want to be clear. I'm reading a comment, Paul, if you're watching. I don't want to piss off one of my investors. So if you're watching this, I'm just reading a comment. My apologies, Paul. My apologies. All right. If you got like 2 more questions, guys, I'll answer 2 more questions. But after that, I'm gonna head out here. I'm gonna head out, get ready for watch Dynamite and all that stuff. And but let me know if you got like 2 more questions. I'll take 2 more questions. 2 more. And then after that, I'm getting the up out of here. TPZ. Why won't WWE just let Cena wrestle on NXT? That would pull a huge number. Let's be honest. Do you think Cena really wants to wrestle in the warehouse? Remember the last time he wrestled in the warehouse? Remember, was it the Firefly Funhouse match? With Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, rest in peace. I don't think, again, you have to literally, if you're Cena, bro, if you want him to wrestle in the warehouse on Tuesday, John Cena's going to be asking for
payday. You want payday?
Basically, that's what he wants. That's what he's going to want. Chris Leclerc writes here, Io Sky better retain her WWE Women's Championship at Fastlane. Who knows? Who knows? Could possibly will happen. Could possibly happen. Who knows, man? It should be a fun match, though. Again, you have Charlotte Flair there. You have Io. You have Charlotte Asuka. That's going to be a fun match. So we'll see where that goes, right? Is Mercedes Moné coming tonight? Now, I don't know really what is her status. I don't know if she's already cleared. I remember the last time she was seen, as far as AEW is concerned, she was on a walking boot, right? She's still recovering. So I don't know really if she's officially cleared, if she's training, if she's, getting back into, ring shape. You get what I'm saying. Rehabbing, whatever the case you want to call it. I don't know. But if I'm Tony Khan, if you want to respond, you know what's going to happen now as well. Now that WWE is doing this for NXT next Tuesday, you're going to force Tony Khan to literally grab that big old sheet of all his booking stuff and rip it apart and come up with some other crazy shit just to fire back. I guarantee you tonight on Dynamite, you're going to hear a promo from Tony Khan about Title Tuesday Dynamite and take a little subliminal hit at NXT and WWE. How much? I swear to you, it's going down. Watch, y'all. Just watch. But if you guys have one more question, I got one more question in me, y'all. One more question in me. And then after that, I'm getting the fuck up out of here, if you will. Yep. Tony Khan, Tony gonna tear up, gonna take a big is gonna take a big bump of coke. Gonna take a big bump of coke and cook up a crazy card. Yep, I agree. He already had planned out for next week what he wanted to do, but being that and again, Tony goes on social media a lot and posts. I know he recently tweeted out 2 things today. I don't have the tweets on me, but I'm gonna go on the mobile device here. I'm gonna go on the mobile device, right? And this is what Tony Khan just tweeted out a couple hours ago. This is from Tony Khan. This was literally 2 hours. This is like a chain of tweets, by the way. This is what he tweeted at 3:27. End quote. I've been told an issue is affecting TBS listings. For some reason, TBS lists tonight's AEW Dynamite at 4 p.m. Eastern. The issue is affecting DirecTV, plus Spectrum customers nationwide, maybe others. Please check to ensure that your DVR is set for our usual start time tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time. And then he followed that up by saying the following. And the TBS network DVR listing issue for tonight's Wednesday's hashtag AEW Dynamite anniversary is affecting Verizon Fios customers as well, in addition to DirecTV Plus Spectrum. Please check your DVR to make sure you have AEW Dynamite at our usual start time. You kind of get the idea. And then this is what he tweets out again. Literally almost 11 minutes ago. Almost 10 minutes ago. My bad. The TBS schedule is wrong for AEW Dynamite tonight. Plus, also wrong for next Tuesday. Despite what your TBS listing may say, AEW Dynamite anniversary is on our usual spot tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, up soon. Next week, Title Tuesday Dynamite is also 8 p.m. Eastern. So that's what I forgot. Holy shit, today is the anniversary show, right? So basically today, he's gonna go off. He's gonna do some crazy shit. Watch, y'all. And yeah, that's what's up, CPZ. Oh, Steve, I finally saw Wrestlers on Netflix. Thanks for the recommendation. It's a very good documentary. I know a lot of people may have a take on OVW. I know a lot of people were going off on Al Snow for his deathmatch wrestling comment. But nevertheless, again, it's a very enjoyable documentary. It is. He's getting them excuses ready for when he take the L. Likely. So don't be surprised if tomorrow on SAD, I happen to play
No Millie.
Yeah. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. And of course, happy AEW anniversary, everyone. Yes, Dynamite anniversary. Today's the anniversary of AEW Dynamite. Oh man, it feels like it was only yesterday, right? It was only yesterday. Yeah, Cody Rhodes on the roster, right? Everything was going great. And now Cody Rhodes is on the other side in the mud. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we wrap up here. I'm going to head out. I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Again, in case you guys have missed it, we did do an episode. Just give me 1 second here. In case you guys have missed it, right? We did do an episode of Steve's Kitchen on Monday. We did do one. Myself, Big Mike. We were live here on the channel, in case you guys have missed it. So go give that a listen whenever you get a chance. Go give that a listen. Myself, Big Mike, we're live. We're likely going to be going live tomorrow as well for SAD, something about Dynamite tomorrow. AEW fans talk about 2021 like it's the Attitude Era. Yeah, they do. It's kind of annoying too when you think about it. But in case you guys missed it yet, the big news, right? AEW Title Tuesday episode next week. So NXT is going crazy with it, right? They have next week Asuka versus Roxanne Perez. They have Cody Rhodes' major announcement. And also John Cena in the corner of Carmelo Hayes as Carmelo Hayes goes up against Braun Breaker, who will be accompanied by Paul Heyman. So yeah, they're pumping up this show. Again, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, hit that bell notification when we go live every single time. Follow the Around the Point Network on X at AT Point Network. You guys can follow me on X at Heel Steven. And with that being said, guys, thank you all as always. This has been Let's Talk NXT here on the Around the Point Network. Peace out, y'all.